Hello, welcome to my world of books. My name is Karen Reborn. In case you're new here, kindly subscribe to this channel. In this channel, we analyze books. So today, I want to introduce us to a new book, that is Othello by Shakespeare. And I'm going to analyze it depending on the period and considering the features of the periods in which the book was written. Othello is a book written by Shakespeare, and this book highlights the theme of love. It highlights race and class. It also highlights gender. From the beginning of the play, we meet Othello, who is a black. He's a black fighting or struggling to belong in a society that is full of whites. And because of this, Othello undergoes so many challenges in this society that doesn't accept him fully. The play begins when we are introduced to Othello, who is a Moor. This shows class in this society, that even though Othello is a black, Othello is still someone in this society who even has workers, people who are below him, just like a Moor, and has power even to promote people. As we can see, Othello promotes Cashew, which was unexpected. Iago thought that he could be the one to be promoted, but the different thing happens, and the issue of class now rises here. Because Cashew didn't come from the same class as Iago, they thought that Cashew could not take this position, and this leads to hatred between Othello and Iago. Another thing that we can see, that we are introduced to the love story between Desdemona and Othello. Desdemona fell in love with Othello after Othello narrating to her several stories about war, and because of this, she decided to fall in love with this man. And Othello is also in love with this woman and wants the woman to be so subjective to him. And this also leads to the demise of the two. Another thing that we can see, there is gender, where a woman is supposed to be subjective in this society, just like I've said, that a woman is supposed to be committed to pleasing the husband, which is a different case in this book, because Desdemona takes a different route at the end of the book. As we can see, during the time that they met together with the father, after it was reported to the father that Desdemona's love to Othello was not genuine, because they thought that Othello had bewitched Desdemona into loving him. And because of this, Desdemona stands against this subjectivity in the society and says that I'm going to be committed to my husband, and telling the father, Brabantio, that I'm not willing to please you, but I'm going to please my husband, just like my mother did to you. The same way I'm supposed to be subjected to my husband and not you. This issue now gets solved, because getting in love, then your father is still following you up and down, and you have a family, was something that was unheard of, because they expected that a father should decide for the lady whatever the lady should do in their entire life, choose for them a partner during this period, and which Desdemona now ignores. Because of this, the issue is now taken to court about the bewitchment of Desdemona, and after it's taken to court, Desdemona comes and refuses, denies, and gives proofs that Othello did not bewitch her, but she's the one who fell in love with Othello. This makes it so different, because these are two contrasting colors. Like, we can use the candle that is used in the book to represent the different colors. The candle represents the difference between Othello and Desdemona. These are two different people. Desdemona is a white, Othello is a black. And also, because of these two people, Iago also becomes jealous of what is going on, and decides to fight so that these people can now fall. In fact, Iago was against Othello and was fighting as much as possible for Othello to fall. And during this time, he frames something that is going to cause Othello be angry. And because of this, he makes use of Cashew. Meeting Cashew, he tells Cashew that Cashew should drink, deceives Cashew into drinking, and after that, Cashew drinks and even stabs someone. And because of that, Othello demotes Cashew immediately. And after demoting Cashew, now Iago gets in and decides that Cashew should go to Desdemona to request for favor from the husband, who is Othello. And this was so genuine because Desdemona was so happy to help, happy to lend a hand here and help Cashew. Speaking to the husband, which was not easy, but because Desdemona was in love with this man, and this man was also in love with her, it was so easy to convince him. And because of this, Iago frames them and then calls Othello and tells Othello about what is going on between Cashew and Desdemona. And because Othello needed proof, he decides again to send the wife, Bianca, Emilia, so that Emilia can go to the house of Othello and steal the handkerchief. Remember, this handkerchief was given to Desdemona during their marriage. This was to symbolize the love and trust between them. And now, stealing this handkerchief and giving it to someone, it means the betrayal, this betrayal of their love in this book. And because of this, Othello is not happy after realizing that the handkerchief is no longer with Desdemona. Othello becomes angry and because of this decides to kill. Othello kills Desdemona. And what surprises me, that to the death of Desdemona, she remains so loyal to Othello, and she doesn't want to be associated with anything negative or to betray the husband, who is Othello. Although Othello thinks that Desdemona has betrayed him because he was deceived into believing that, yet it was not the case. And even to the death of Desdemona, she still believes that she can stand against this man or be loyal or betray this man Othello, because of the strong love and the true love that she had for Othello. And again, we come to realize that Iago, who was so jealous, and he makes use of Emilia the wife, after Emilia proving love for Desdemona and confessing everything that happened and how everything was framed to Othello after the death of Bianca. This shows the true friendship that they had between them. Othello's wife, that is Desdemona, were true friends to Emilia. That's why Emilia decides to tell the truth even at the expense of her life, because after that Iago stabs Emilia and Emilia dies. Again, we get to look at the life of Rodrigo. Rodrigo was in love with Desdemona. Desdemona didn't want Rodrigo, and because of this, Iago promises to make Desdemona fall in love with him, which never happened, which never occurred in the book. So when you look at the things that are happening, this race issue, because in the book Othello is referred as a ram, a black ram. And because of this, he's discriminated in this society because of his skin color. And despite the skin color, Shakespeare gives a different view about race. This solution to the prejudice of race, he gives us a different view, that even if this one was from a different race, he was a black, this is a nation that is a community that is full of whites, but he can still be a leader, he can still be in charge, he can still fall in love with someone who is a white. So it means that even race, even the skin color didn't matter, because now for Shakespeare to levelize these people and put them in the same category, and goes to the extent of elevating Othello, so that Othello, the black character, can be seen as someone prominent in the book, and the protagonist in the book, that is the main character, makes Shakespearean's work look so beautiful, because he didn't exalt just the white, because of the superiority that they believed they had, but also ensured that even the less privileged and those people that are trodden upon can be lifted up. And that's why there's the lifting of Othello in the book. Again, when you talk about honor, there's a promotion of Cashew. That means that Othello is honoring Cashew. And because of that, we find that in the book, it rotates around the theme of love, it rotates around the theme of race, it rotates around the gender and subjectivity, and everything that takes place in the play just revolves around this. And these were the main issues during Elizabethan period. That they were so much concerned about the gender, there was so much concerned about the race, there was so much concerned about love, because during this period we find the flowering of language. In other works of Shakespeare, you find out that Shakespeare uses beautiful language to describe love, to describe people, to describe the woman, and in the different sonnets that he wrote. So in the play, I can say that this play has been a play of my liking, because the way Shakespeare brings out characters and gives them different responsibilities in the society, and giving specific characters, the vulnerable characters, prominence in the book. This makes this book so nice, and I like it so much because of this. And up to that, I guess we'll end there. We'll end there for today. It was a short review, but so helpful. If you're going to read the book, it will be helpful. And thank you so much for coming back and watching the video. And in case you're new, kindly remember to subscribe. Thank you so much for coming back.